future of our education system and the entrepreneurial ecosystem in our society and country are closely interlinked. Does this sound familiar? As a society, we've always shown a strong tendency to be entrepreneurial, and we've always focused on formal and structured education as a means of human development. Now couple this with the dominant demography of our country, and we have two things. One, a really big opportunity. Two, a really big problem. Depends on how you look at it. Which brings us to this question. How can our education system create tomorrow's innovators? But I'm not just here to pose a question. Like hundreds have before me, I have come with an answer. And my answer is this 10-step secret framework to success. What is this framework? Let's see. Step 10, the most basic and fundamental. The primary role of colleges today is to create jobs. If jobs are stage N, colleges have to be the N-1st stage. Colleges must guard their gates. No matter what anyone says, the outside world will corrupt the tradition, the culture, and the predictable output of students and teachers inside those walls. Step 8, collaboration is a big myth. To be honest, it's a huge cliche with very little benefits. Moreover, I think it just gives students and teachers an excuse for not taking individual responsibility for increasing capacity. Step 7, processes are a signature of well-defined and matured systems. And for something like the education system, the more processes, the better. Step 6, students must focus on completing their syllabus more than anything else. Much more important than time-consuming and uncertain exercises like research and innovation. Step 5, for the students, out of syllabus is still the best answer to the universe, to pretty much anything and everything. Quite like our Prime Minister does, he hands out the Gita on his interactions with the outside interactions with the world. I would go as far as recommending students to do the same with printed hands out of the syllabus. Treat it as holy. It is your one true path to enlightenment. Step 4, students should never be involved in creation, design, or delivery of the curriculum. Period. Step 3, never take blame. Like never, ever, ever, never. No matter how hard you try, remember there's one thing to always blame: the education system. These are dark times. Young people want to create a living out of helping other people, out of reducing consumerism. I met, in some of my interactions with students in universities, I met a young student who was a sophomore at a media school. He wanted to be a photographer journalist. In effect, what he really wanted to do was travel on a motorcycle and do photojournalism around education systems in the world. I mean, how irrational can you get? And finally, students are not prepared. They're not ready. They're good with consuming MTV and crass comedy. You can trust them when you're selling very expensive mobile phones to them. But trusting them to come up with real solutions, I mean, we're not there yet, are we? I was just kidding. The true story is quite the opposite. The real framework to success It starts here. The one true motive for a student to come to a university is to become more intelligent. Am I right? Right? That's your constant endeavor every day in your life. Intelligence is often defined or described as a collection of memories and experiences, coupled with an ability to predict the future. And this is the primary role of students, teachers, and universities: to increase intelligence and to build capacity for creating solutions. Step 9, colleges need to open their gates. They need to let the industry, the outside world, other students, other universities to come in, to learn, share, and support the solutions that are being created right here. Collaboration and intercultural exchange is the future foundation of education and thus entrepreneurship. Processes need to be created for opening up the system, not to restrict them. Innovation needs flexibility, and it needs freedom. For students and teachers especially, the focus needs to be on creating solutions and to come up with solutions at breakneck speed right now. The syllabus can wait. For students, out of syllabus is still the best reason ever to do the things that really matter. If you want to have a quick validation of this fact, go over to the friends who organized TEDx, this event, after the talk, and they'll tell you how much fun it was and what it really meant. Involve all stakeholders in design and delivery of the curriculum. Students might not tell you the solutions to the curriculum design, but they'll tell you their problems and they'll tell you their aspirations. Sometimes that's all you need. Step 3, as a country and a society, we love to blame. We keep blaming other people. We keep blaming the system, and we don't really know who the system is. Students and teachers are biggest allies in this system that we keep blaming. If they start working together, the world will be a very different place. Now, this goes especially to educators, mentors, and guides. It is often said that 5 years down the line, 60% of the jobs will be completely new, which basically means that all the knowledge and all the gyan that we keep spreading about career choices, nobody has any clue. So it's important for students, peers, friends, family, mentors to add advice to unusual career choices and not permission. Step 1, the most important. Students are capable of creating the right solutions right now. We are back to the 90s. All the matured business processes have died down, and we have no other choice. When we are ignoring and underestimating the ideas and solutions of students, we are not ignoring them. They are smarter, they'll move on. What we are ignoring is our collective capacity to take those solutions. So the choice is yours. Which brings me to my final message. The future of our education system cannot and does not depend on the past. It seems rather simple. It even borders on the abstract right now. But that's how it is. If we really want to solve tomorrow's problems, we can't do it in the way we've been doing it for these past few years. Quite recently, we've gone through a huge transformation led by one big idea, that of sharing and connected economies. If you look carefully around you, each school, each university, each college is a microeconomy and ecosystem in itself, built on the most share-worthy resources of all: knowledge, talent, and ideas. Technology, business, media, design, all of the greatest human endeavors have either adopted or supported the idea of connected and sharing economies. Quite ironically, education has lost out. The irony is that the education system was best designed to adopt the idea and principles of sharing, connected, and collaborative economies. So before that video begins, I'll tell you a little about it. Quite recently, I've been fortunate enough to be a part of a unique passion project where we are bringing students in conflicted regions in the world together on the basis of creative collaboration. This video is a short compilation of welfies, which these students were kind enough to send. These are students from India and Pakistan who are collaboratively learning narrative journalism in a program. I think welfies is a well-established concept, but just for clarity, a welfie is a video selfie.
One of the things I really like about this exchange program would have to be connection.
Working with a counterpart in Pakistan is something I have always loved and cherished, and I have made a lot of friends in the process of simple online exchanges. The program has been extremely helpful in helping me find a Pakistani counterpart with whom I can work.
What I love about working with people from India is that we're a lot more similar than we think, and as a result, we share a greater degree of understanding. For instance, if I work with someone who is in China or is in Japan or is from Russia, I believe it will take us some time to understand where we come from and what our backgrounds are like. But because we Indians and Pakistanis, we share history, we share roots.
What is one project I would want to collaborate across the border on? Would have to be spoken word or theatre, mostly theatre.
I would love to work with someone based in Delhi because I live in Lahore myself. I'm from Karachi, but I'm studying in Lahore, and there's a great degree of similarity between Lahore and Delhi. For instance, they're both world cities, right? And Andruni Delhi, that's interior old Delhi, and Andruni Lahore, they are very similar. I would love to work with someone in Delhi and sort of show and work on a collaborative project that shows or outlines the similarities.
What is one message I would want to pass on to my Pakistani friends across would be, come here.
We are all not any different from one another. We're brothers and sisters, and as brothers and sisters, I think we all have a duty to give our children a world that's peaceful, so I think it should start from each of us.
I read somewhere that 26 letters, when combined together, have the ability to create magic. I want to be able to create magic with my words, to influence people, to influence hearts and minds.
So besides all the rhetoric about peace and friendship, and all the rhetoric about the history that India and Pakistan share together, it comes down to that in the end. It comes down to a young girl's aspiration of stringing together 26 letters of the alphabet into magic. Is it an aspiration that a lot of us share right now? It is. And this is the education system that I visualize and imagine, where students and teachers and universities are collaborating with each other across the traditional boundaries that we build for each other. Art students with engineering students with law students with journalism students with engineering students, and engineering students with medical students. Indian students with Pakistani students with African students with Indian students. How does this education system sound? Does this sound possible? You get to decide. In the end, I would like to apologize for two things. I apologize for generalizing the efforts of a lot of students, teachers, and universities. I work with hundreds of students and universities every day, and there are some really path-breaking solutions and methods that everybody is adopting. I only generalize to make a point. And if I ever hurt your design sensibilities for using Comic Sans, I'm really sorry from the bottom of my heart.